nah, nah, no. Yeah. Oh, I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. Yeah. I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. Oh, I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. See, we was cool right before it hit the fence, but it hit the fan when I got him down at the bench. When I took a break, I had to leave and go get cleansed. God forgive me for all my sins. I can't say these cause my last name ain't Kent. Cooking on the stove, that's the way he paid the rent. Working on the pole, that's the way she paid tuition. Better watch your soul, cause you know they trying to get it. Yeah, yeah. I learned my right from wrong on a song. I let my heart bleed on my sleeve through microphones. I'm trying to right my wrongs by writing out my wrongs. Ran through a check, cause it's hard to live off bread alone. So if you see me slipping, yeah, let me know. Cause it ain't the end of times yet, I know, but it's getting close. Yeah, I need my space to breathe, that's why I be going ghost. I ain't trying to stay up on that wide road, cause I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. Oh, I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no.
And you even warned me, Christy. You even warned me about that. And I had it muted and I forgot to click on it once again. Once again, I did it. Of course.
You might.
Of course. Anyway, as always, off to a wonderful start. Technical difficulties and everything else. That's, yeah, of course. So, anywho, this is Mr. Lars again, if you please. Last time we got all the way up to the point to where I woke up in the hospital and arms and legs didn't work and all that kind of good stuff. Today we're going to go through and we're going to talk about some of the difficult stuff, recovery and things of that nature. Anybody know what this shirt is, by the way? Anybody? Hi. So we're going to go through that part, the difficult parts of recovery. We'll talk about pain and things like that, and a few other things. Once again, I have somebody here with me. We'll go ahead and bring her into the mix because it's really important for her to be a part of this part.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mom.
You are correct, Christy. Christmas story. So once again, I have my mom back here with me. I figured since we were getting into recovery and things like that, we'd get into that. What's like the first parts of like me waking up in the hospital and starting to get out that like you remember? Like we covered the wake up thing, but like my brain was still kind of like Swiss cheese at that point.
Yeah.
You know,
He asked every few minutes, why am I here? Why am I here? And I have to give him the whole spiel again. The main thing I remember is him lying to his doctor. I'm fine. I'm okay to leave. So his action got him all loaded up. I followed him, went home, and oops.
Oh, wow. We have a lot of viewers tonight.
We basically have a 2-story home. And everything is upstairs, like the main things, bathroom, his
Say
bed.
hi. Say hi.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mom.
Red Nanner was saying hi.
Nana.
You can look at that screen right there.
Okay, hi, baby. Anyway, he wakes up and we got to figure out how to deal with this. And it was kind of difficulty, but once we got into it, you know, we put a range and we had to invent things like, how you going to take a shower? It's upstairs. How you going to go potty? It's upstairs.
Yep.
But the kitchen was downstairs, but his appetite was 0. It wasn't there. The mental part had not snapped to you yet.
No, it didn't. Like I was completely like cream cheese brain. Like I could like, I knew that I was in the hospital and I knew that kind of thing, and you know, I would grasp certain things for a little bit. Like they would ask me what I want to eat and I would start thinking about what I want to eat and things like that. But like 2 seconds later, like goldfish memory, like straight out goldfish memory. Like I would completely forget everything that just happened.
Or he'd want things like, I want a ginger ale. Well, you know how many carbs is in a ginger ale? 42 carbs?
For a little ginger ale about
For a baby ginger ale. And it's like, what can you drink? Water. But when you're used to mainlining other things in his life, we can't have that anymore. No sugars. And you're going to the grocery store, and I remember I was standing in the aisle going, where's the diabetic department?
The diabetic department?
Yeah, is there a diabetic department? And I snapped. My mom's diabetic. Okay. What does she eat, Larry? Candy.
I don't know what the heck.
Candy, chocolate, anything she wants. But we have to back up 10,000 miles for you. And his ex and I put our heads together and kind of come up with a few things. And but we had to tackle the part about, okay, where you going to sleep?
Yeah.
On the sofa?
Well, I don't know. See,
Y'all had a little sofa then.
Well, like when I wanted to get, no, that was like the new sofa that we got, like the nice one.
Yeah.
But the point was like, I remember being in the hospital and I wanted to like completely get up and get out and like just
anything, just get.
I did not want to be in the hospital anymore. Like I felt trapped. Like I like felt like mentally claustrophobic,
So
like constantly.
Scrambled eggs.
Yeah. Well, because I couldn't really get out of the bed. I couldn't do all this, that, and the other. They wouldn't even like let me try to get out of the bed even on my own. Even with my mom helping me, they always had to have like a nurse there and stuff. So yeah, like that was the thing.
And how are we gonna deal with this? He started at 145 pounds.
Oh, no.
200.
Yeah, 245 pounds. I started out at 245 pounds.
Yeah.
And I went down to like less than 200.
And it was like, still, how do you deal with the weight factor, moving them, changing the sheets, little small things that
I remember you learned a lot about like how to roll somebody, how to change the sheets, how to do this, that, and the other, because I was just a complete, like, I was a jello mold. I was just sit there and wobble.
Well, my youngest sister, Sabrina, all of us went together, and she mostly coordinated, got him a bed. Yeah. And it was a perfect.
Well, when I first got home, though, all I wanted to do, I just wanted to get home and get on the couch, literally. Because I wanted Netflix, I wanted all that home comfort back kind of thing. Because by this time I had started moving my arms, but neither of my hands worked.
The fingers didn't work.
Oh yeah, no, I'd try to pick up stuff, and I had to do this to pick up cups and stuff like that.
Holler, profane words, and all that kind of good stuff.
I'd make weird noises and scream cuss words.
In the middle of the night when you think you're gonna get a nap, but it was terrifying as your mom.
Yeah.
Because I can remember 5-6 times a night. Then it got down to just 4, 3, and to finally I could move, and it was like I can breathe. Maybe he's in the same. Oh, we forgot. Let's check that sugar. Check that. And he's going.
No,
I don't have any more blood.
Well, yeah, no, like so. Anybody who's been in a hospital knows like it's kind of a pain to sleep there anyway, right? Because especially in this kind of situation, because they're always gonna come in and they're gonna check your temperature, right? Like every hour or something like I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if we have any
Your blood
nurses in the
pressure.
crowd, but like the blood pressure, the temperature, and all that kind of good stuff. And they constantly check you, so it's hard to get any sleep whatsoever. But when you're in there and they know you're diabetic, it's even harder because like every hour on the hour they're like checking your sugar, and it's like bam, bam, bam,
and
bam,
writing
bam,
it
bam,
on
bam,
the
bam,
window.
bam, 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 bam. Yeah, and they write it on the little chart in front of you, so you learn to keep track of your sugar pretty well at least. And yeah, so it's hard to get any sleep anyway. And I didn't really have pain medicine, but like I thank God that I didn't have feeling in anything yet, because the pain came later.
Yeah.
Like after I got out of the hospital and all that kind of stuff, and after I started regaining feeling in my limbs and stuff, once I started regaining feeling, then it was like, oh crap.
Oh crap.
This actually hurts.
And
I couldn't feel this leg, but now it hurts.
Literally scream. And, you know, again, there as your son, you're going, oh, what hurts? So you touch him. And when you touch him, he's screaming. It's like, I'm trying to help, son. I'm trying to help.
Yeah. So.
And then you forget about little pixies, not little.
Oh, well, okay. So hold on.
Yeah.
So when we get home, like I remember a weird moment for me was coming out of the hospital. I was in a wheelchair. Now this had been the first time that I'd been outside, and hey, Keone, how's it going, buddy? Okay, so the first time I went outside the hospital in a chair, that had been like what, month, 2 months, something like that. Because like I was in the coma for a period, but I stayed in the hospital for an even longer period. Like they wouldn't let me out.
Yeah.
So like what was it, a month, 2 months? It was like 2 months.
Like that.
Yeah, it's like 2 months. So I hadn't been outside in 2 months. The only light of outside that I saw was through the window. And I remember one of my clients had sent me like a little bean plant, and I sit there and watch that bean plant like grow beans, basically.
Yeah.
This is like 2 months. So it was like, it was just really, really wild to like be outside, and I remember going, oh, wow.
Taking a deep breath.
Yeah. Taking a deep, deep breath and just enjoying outside. And once I got the outside fresh air into me, it was just like, oh, wow, this is freaking amazing to, just be outside. And I forgot that I can't walk, and I went to try to get into the car, and I went, oh, nothing works. And then the nurse was there. She was like, okay, well, we're going to try to pick you up and get you into this car. But she ended up the security guard ended up walking by, and he was just like, do y'all need some help? And he was big, like 8 foot tall black dude, like just like muscle man, like built like Tyrese, like. But like he just literally picked me up and just put me in the car, like no problem, man, like 200 pounds, there you go in the car. And it was like, wow, it was just wild to be just picked up and tossed in the car that way.
That's a scary point.
Yeah.
How am I going to pick him up?
Yeah, and then when we get home, and it's just like, okay, well, maybe I could just pour myself out into the wheelchair. Well, I got home for the first time, and we had one of those pebble driveways. Now, to get into the house, at every point, there were steps.
Yeah, 18 inches, 18, not standard steps.
Yeah.
They were big steps.
Yeah. Big, huge steps. And my dad like took a piece of plywood and put like a rope through it, and so my mom
drilled
could, like,
2 holes in it so I could drag it.
So she could drag it, and she put it on the steps. Now, like, here's the steps, and here's the plywood, like this.
You get up.
So when the wheelchair goes up, make a little wheelchair right there for me with your hands. Like the wheelchair, and when it when it goes up, what happens? Clunk.
And it makes a loud noise.
And then when you go off of it, it falls back.
But
so
we had to do something.
now let's simulate going down. You would have to go out and put your foot on it and put the wheelchair there.
Get it there, stable.
Yeah. And then when it goes down,
the wheelchair's going down
with the wheelchair on the front, boom.
And it kind of throws him up. And I'm going, brake, son, brake. Well, the fingers didn't work. And I'm going, trying to catch the wheelchair. And it's like, oh, please don't dump it. We won't even go there.
That was our ghetto wheelchair ramp that we had for a little bit. But like, I just wanted to get home. I mean, we'll touch. Yeah. I just wanted to get home was the point. I wanted to be at home. I wanted to have Netflix again. I wanted to do all that. And, I wanted to be on my own couch. I wanted to see my dog. I missed my dog so much. My little chubby, like 50-pound English bulldog.
I was going to say 60.
She was 50, 60 at the time.
Yeah.
But like, she was so sweet though. Like from the moment that she saw me, she was just completely sweet.
She'd go to his edge of the sofa and put her little face like right there and just stare at him.
And just like flop those big chubby lips and face down on me.
Do you remember that?
Yeah,
she would breathe on you, and you would roll your face over and look at her, and she was just
She'd just stare at me.
She just wanted to touch Daddy. That's all.
Yep.
That's all she wanted.
all
I
she
don't remember
wanted.
her jumping on you. She just got a little bit closer and closer until finally she got next to you. But it was so soft.
And she'd do a little bit at a time, and then she would prop her arm up, like across my arm, and then just go like this, and then she would turn and start watching TV. It's she was a good little baby, but she's a mess. Speaking of dogs, Mom's here with me, and her baby boy passed away this week. Her dog passed away this week.
Elvis has left the building.
His name was Elvis.
And he was almost 13. My companion.
What did he have?
It's called Mercer.
Mercer.
And Mercer is the most unmerciful, unforgiving disease that a dog could ever get. And I thank Laramie and Scott and my sisters Sabrina and Teresa for pulling me through this, because I know he's in a better place now. He's not hurting anymore. But get your dog checked, okay? Because he was a precious soul to me. Yeah. And he's with us today. And I can smile about it and laugh because he was packed up and ready to come over here, and he couldn't make the trip. Yeah. So I'm here today to say he's okay now.
He was a good dog, and he was around for a while. But anyway, so moving on.
Next step. Moving on. We got him home.
Yep.
And trials and tribulations were so big, but we overcome them. We got real inventive. And again, Bean stepped in and we put everything together, and my mom, and got him this neat bed.
Yeah, I still have it till today. It's like a little hospital bed.
It's got the memory foam, all the good stuff. And Pixie ended up going to the end of the bed and watching TV. She finally got to be with Daddy. But getting him there was just one step.
Yeah.
You know.
Now then, learning to survive in the place. Like, that's the big thing that you go through, is that once you have that much nerve damage and how things go, like, you cannot, like, anymore, like, ever, you cannot, like, do things the same way anymore. And it's horrible.
Changed.
Yeah. See, for me, like, I couldn't use my hands at the beginning, but my left hand recovered faster than my right hand. My right hand's still not recovered, but and I was dominant right hand my entire life. Now I've had to relearn how to do everything with my left hand.
Yeah.
And now starting to recover, like, it's just learning how to sit right, learning how to move yourself, learning how to use the wheelchair, button your shirt. Yeah, that, like, I always ask for help for my buttons when people are around. So learning how to do all this stuff again is difficult. I mean, the other really bad part about some of this really is that, think about it. Like, I mean, we haven't really touched on it yet.
Yeah.
But let me go ahead and say it. Just because you go into a coma, and just because, like, something like this happens, the rest of the world doesn't stop. And some people just don't care. Like bill collectors and things like that. Those bill collectors, they don't care if you went in a coma. They'll sit there, like, because she couldn't answer my phone, and we couldn't figure out how to get in my phone because my hands were covered in dead skin and everything else. Eventually, I was able to remember my password, and we were able to get on my phone. But when we started talking to these people, it's just like, they were like,
they don't care.
So, you owe us, this much money for this many months. So, what does it matter you went in a coma? What does that matter to me? Actually, we literally had a person on the phone tell us, well, what does that matter to me?
Yeah. Do you have the authority to pay his bills? Are you going to pay his bill?
Yeah.
And I go, I don't even know what this is for.
Yeah. Well, then at the time, plus you were, like, literally spending all your money to just, like, and my family came together, and everybody, like, literally spent tons of money just to try to help me. I mean, I'm lucky that I had that support system just to try to, like, make home comfortable for me. Yeah. And try
livable.
Livable. Because, I mean, I lived in a 2-story townhome with steps, like, literally everywhere, and all the showers and bathtubs were upstairs. So my aunt lovely as she is, she got me so many things to help, and
She's
I
very
appreciate.
creative.
Yeah, no, she's very creative, and I appreciate her. I mean, she's one of the greatest women that I've known. She's in my top along with this one here. And she sent stuff for me to take a shower, and she was like, okay, well, you know, he can't get upstairs. Oh, well, let's get him a shower that works in the sink. Like, you know, one for dogs and things.
You hook it up to the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
And when I got to that part, I got the shower curtain outside of the window.
Yeah.
In a corner. And then there was parts missing. You wouldn't believe it. Where's the hoses that gets the water from point A, B, C to Z? Okay, Laramie, I gotta go back to the store. Well, which store? I need a pet store.
I knew where a fish store was close to my house. So.
I got the name of that fish store. Found my way there, and lo and behold, I bought several pieces just to make sure.
Hoses and clamps. And
I went to the auto parts to get your hose clamps.
Mm-hmm.
Being in construction, I knew how to do some of that.
Keone, you probably know what kind of clamps she's talking about. Them little metal
the hose
clamps.
that goes
What are they
car.
called, man? The little metal clamps that you screw the screw in it, like.
Yeah.
It's what you do on a radiator hose.
That's it, a radiator.
Yeah.
So I rigged this up to the kitchen sink, but nobody else could use the sink or the water, and running out the ledge 8 inches and down.
Because my sink, I had a porch in the back, and my sink in my kitchen had a little window right at the sink. So she'd hook it up to the sink and then run the hose outside. And when she ran the hose outside, I had this big hose that would just fill it full of water, and I would go like this.
We couldn't get enough pressure to come out.
Yeah, and I sat on a shower chair. Yeah. And my aunt got me this shower curtain that you could screw to the wall, and it would go around, so at least I had some privacy on my back porch.
I got a picture of him peeking behind the shower curtain.
Well,
shower.
My first shower outside, it was weird to, like, you know, number one.
And do you remember who went with you to this shower that's been around forever? He's about this high.
Oh, Jack Daniels. I have a statue out on my balcony. I'll show you guys sometimes. It's Jack Daniels. I've had him since I was a teenager. We got him out of the trash can of a bar in Baytown called Smitty's.
Yeah.
It used to be called Smitty's. It's called something else now. I don't know. But it was when I lived off of 146 by Taco Bell.
Yeah. Stocking Taco Bell.
Yeah. Pretty much.
But anyway, we got the water to him. And he had his first shower and got the hot water going for him. Burned him a couple times. But, you know, we were trying to be inventive for you to make you comfortable. And we conquered that. Mm-hmm. Getting it apart, taking it back down, and, you know, doing all this, trying to make you comfortable. And still, he was missing parts of his memory. So his memory wasn't like it is today.
Yeah. I mean, I talked to so many people on the phone right there in the beginning. I believe that I had a conversation with a few of you here in chat that, you know, I don't even remember the conversation ever existing. And I still to this day don't remember it existing.
Lynn and Jang and Therese and several of you guys came out to keep his morale up. You wouldn't believe.
Lynn and Dang came by almost every Monday or every Sunday. They alternated. And then one day when she couldn't be there, and then my ex at the time couldn't be there, Dang's fiance Therese came and even stayed with me one day. And she works in the ER, and she came and stayed with me one day, and she's like, let me know if you need anything. I need to take a nap. And she laid there on the couch just in case I fell out of bed or something crazy like that. But at that point, I wasn't even really getting out of bed. No. I remember I tried to stay on the couch, and then we pulled the air mattress out, and then I liked the air mattress, but it took up the whole living room. And then finally the bed from my aunt came, and then we set that up, and everything got a heck of a lot more comfortable at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Much more comfortable. Well, it would raise and lower, so it made him comfortable that way. But we had to overcome a few little things. It was, you know.
But I have to say, it was weird. You know, just think about it. You're sitting outside on your back porch, and your back porch has a little bit of house around it, but on either side, there's just like a little ledge, and then there's your neighbors, and then there's your neighbors, and I'm just sitting there just washing up completely naked, you know, trying to get everything clean and see my neighbor. Hey, John, how's it going, bud? It's an awkward thing that you got to go through. But I wasn't really like in the right place that was like conducive to me.
We try to keep you in the right mindset.
Yeah.
To keep you up, and that's very important on the recovery, to not get down. And a couple times you did, but you know, different people stepped in and really, really helped on that aspect. Bringing over food, I'll never forget. Dang and Therese brought over several containers.
Yep.
And just put them in the refrigerator, say, we gotta go.
And
you know.
yeah, they would just stop by and just drop off food to make sure they had something to eat. And then his mom sent tons of vegetables from her garden and stuff. So we had fresh veggies and stuff, because when your A1C is super high, I mean, I don't know if I've explained this in one of those previous videos or not, but so your sugar ranges, you know, a big range, like 800 and stuff. That's super high.
It's not
Super
supposed
high,
to be.
yeah.
Yeah.
80, you know, is, you know, the bottom end where you're supposed to be, right? And normally you'll be between like, you know, 100 and 130, or 90 and 110 or something like that. You know, just that kind of range on a normal A1C of like 4 or 5 or somewhere around there. But when your A1C shoots to 21.5, what the A1C does is, like, this is the normal range that your sugar can spike from. So if your sugar's low, you can spike to here, right? Now, as your A1C goes up, that range opens up wider and wider and wider. So that's why I was able to go from like a low sugar to an extremely high sugar, and it spiked so fast, and that's, you know, pretty much how the coma happened. But when I was getting out of the hospital, my A1C was still high. So I had to be very, very particular and very, very careful about what I consumed and what I ate. Like, I couldn't take chances with even breads and carbs and stuff. Like, now that my A1C is stabilized, I can have a little bit of certain things, this, that, and the other, but I just can't go hog wild on them because I don't want to damage it, because it's more tolerant and the A1C is lower. But when the A1C is high, like one biscuit could set me off, right? So, vegetables and fresh vegetables were a very, very big part of my life at that point.
And she was good about bringing them over.
Yeah.
She was.
And we had plenty of fresh veggies and things like that. And my ex at the time would go buy tons of things, salads and things like that. You know, it was really important that I kept those veggies in my system. And
You put it on my
diet.
phone. They have an app for you. If you're diabetic, it's really neat to have.
Oh, glycemic chart. And you just like look at your foods, and it tells you what foods are, you know, it tells you, like, if you're diabetic and your A1C is this, you know, you can have this, you can have this, you can have this, you can have this, and it tells you how much, like, how it rates on the glycemic chart and things like that, and like what fruits you can't have, what fruits you can have because they're a free sugar, what kind of different foods that you can have. You know, and apparently potatoes are extremely dangerous, and so are what was it?
Well, one time they told you couldn't have oranges, and it was like, that's free sugar. You got to determine which is free sugar and which is bad sugar.
Yeah, correct. Hi, Randy. How you doing? If you haven't discovered the glycemic index yet, then please check it out. Because because if you are diabetic, like, for sure, it really does help. And if you have like a really high A1C, like, it's very important to pay attention to that. If your A1C is lowering back to pre-diabetic or something like that, then it's not that big of a deal, really. Like, you have some tolerance in there, but your A1C is super high. You could literally be fine 1 minute and then spike yourself into a coma.
That's right. Another thing we did, I don't know if you remember, Sabrina and I packed an emergency kit.
Oh, yeah.
An emergency kit is something you need to put, I put his name, Laramie, across the front of it, where anybody that walked into the room could see it. And it had little Sharp pills, you can explain what all we put in it in case your sugar drop, because his went to 40.
Yeah.
And 40 was way too low. Get the little liquid, down it, brings it right up. And
Randy, have you been testing sugar every day, like through blood testing, or do you have like the arm monitor, or are you just feeling it out kind of thing? Because like what a lot of people don't know is that after being diabetic for a while, like you really can like figure out where your sugar's at by the way that you feel.
Yeah.
And I've won money over that, man.
He really gets sweaty and tacky feeling. I go, you better check your sugar.
But I can feel about where it's at. I can't, because I've done it so much. So much. I can do it.
All these little things are important.
So, anyway, so the next part I was going to talk about was, everybody that's been watching this video and things like that, they know that I used to run my own business. I don't test it often with the blood sugar meter every day, but I go by how I feel. I also take insulin every day. Oh, okay, me too. High five.
Brother.
No, she takes insulin every day as well. Do you use the pens, or are you doing long QT injections?
The pens are awesome.
The pens are great. The pens are like so comfortable and easy. Like the long QT, like with the actual needles, man, just depends on what kind of needle you get. Like, it hurts.
Still hurts.
So
you just get tired.
Back to what I was saying is a lot of you know the story that I had my own business and everything else, and I had a lot of clients, and some of these clients found out about it and offered to help. One of the most amazing things that's happened, there was this guy named Clyde.
His name.
Yeah,
Clyde.
Yeah.
Clyde is an angel from heaven that was sent to learn. Mr. Lars needed that man.
Yes.
He came out, and me from construction.
Hi, Brittany.
I had to put my nose in it, and he was measuring it up, and I says, make sure you measure these steps, you got it. I was so impressed with the way he did it. It was perfect.
Yeah.
He could go down the ramp
by himself.
He put bumpers on the side, and very creative, Clyde. Thumbs up. Thank you.
Yeah, I needed that ramp to be able to get in and out, and he had just come by to visit, and he saw the plywood that was there, and when he came in to just visit me because he heard that that this happened, he came in to visit me, and he was like, he sat and he talked to me a little bit, asked me how I was feeling and everything else. He brought his son over to visit, and he goes, let me think of something for you, because that board out there, you and your mother are going to get yourselves killed. And he's a bulldog of a guy. He's built and he's bald and he's about your height. No, he's taller than you. He's taller.
Yeah.
But he's a big burly guy.
He's just sweet.
And oh man, that's got to be expensive, Randy. Getting insulin over the counter, wow.
Oh, we tried that. Remember?
Yeah, it's expensive.
When they told me $1,100, I almost had a heart attack, a stroke. His first set of meds and everything was $1,100.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't expect that, so let's go get the savings, okay? But you come up with it. One way or another, you come up with it, because it's his life, depending on insulin.
She just said at Walmart it's $2.25 or what? No, that's $25. $25 per vial. But like when you don't have anything, buying the setup of the tester, the strips are what, when you first start out, that's
where they get you.
Oh my God, it's so much for those little packs of strips, and you burn through so many of them every day. It's crazy. So Clyde helped me out, and then Bob, the attorney, he helped me out and started taking over a lot of my finances and filling out paperwork and stuff like that.
Yeah. The next step we went through after getting you through the shower and
showering outside.
Yeah, showering outside.
I'll still never forget that. I'll still never forget that.
We had to figure out a way to get him to the doctor. And of course, no doctors for him. He still didn't want to go to the doctor. So I introduced
I'm stubborn.
him
I don't like doctors.
to
No
the
matter what
family-
kind. No matter
the
what
family
kind. You
doctor.
know who I'm talking to, no matter what kind. No matter what kind of doctor.
I
Anyway.
introduced him to the family doctor, Dr. Joseph, which is another angel.
Yeah.
He took over Larry's case and got him going in the right direction, got his sugar leveled out, and told him what he had to do. You have to do this. And so Larry set his mind to, I'm going to conquer this. And when the doctors told me he wasn't going to come out, and if he did, he wouldn't be right upstairs, I knew that wasn't going to happen. I knew that. It's a stubborn kid. He gets it honestly.
Yep.
But everyone pitched in, and you just can't imagine how friendship really helps you in the conditions that you're in. I was exhausted beyond, and when I would leave, I would worry more. So I just got where I stayed most of the time. And I know I was driving her crazy and driving him crazy, trying to get him everything he needed, but
Well, I mean, look at it for real though. Like, really look at it. Like, you're 39 years old.
and your mom's
You're living with the person that you want to spend your life with, and then your mom comes to live with you.
Oops.
I love her. I really
I love
do.
you too. I'm thinking the same thing.
But yeah, no, it kind of does really throw you a curveball.
Cracked you.
Yeah.
It cracked
yeah.
you. And I knew it did. I knew it did. I'm sorry for that.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, we needed you there. Was the point? You know, she had to keep going to her job, and I couldn't work. I wasn't even mentally fit to run a calculator,
Oh,
little less a computer.
Your phone got beat up so many times. You remember that? Just hitting it and hitting it, and he'd shake his finger in the air, and he'd go, "It's not working."
Yeah, because I had dead skin on my hands, so like the screen wouldn't even sense that I was touching it, which was wild. So,
Yeah.
all right. On that note, we're gonna take a very, very quick break since we had technical difficulties at the front of the show. So this will only be a minute or two. We will be right back. Feel free to chat in the chat and ask any questions you want. This is a very big Q&A part. So if you had any questions about comas, about, keeping safe in life and creating a backup plan for yourself, I have exhausted all possibilities and thoughts of backup plans at this point. I can promise you that. I have planned and planned and planned and planned. I've got my composition notebook ready to go. So
Ask away.
for right now, I'm going to pop over to intermission just for a minute, and then we'll be right back. See you in a minute.
I ran up the check, I might do it again. Enemies close, have me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free to the end. Cross out of the city, I feel like in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, you matter what. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm backed up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car till you tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault. I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, you matter what. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, have me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, or you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, or you matter what. Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what. Told ya I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm backed up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car till you tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, or you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, or you matter what. Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what. Told ya I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what. Told ya I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, have me thinking they're friends.
My gun.
Yeah, I do now.
Okay.
I always do that. I don't know why. Christy's gonna call me out on it now, and so yeah, you'll see in a second. It'll probably be Christy, and she'll say, "Mike, you dumb person." Anyway, so we're back. Hey, Mako, I said that a second ago, but my mic was off. So anyway, coming back now. Yeah, it was an extremely huge adjustment to live life completely differently, because if anybody knew me beforehand, I drank a lot. I was out a lot. I would go out nights with people and just take random strangers to dinner and eat massive amounts of it dinner.
Spicy food.
Yeah, the people in this chat that know what KT is know exactly what I'm talking about, because you've probably been to one of those dinners that I funded. And I would eat... yeah, that's how you met me, Randy. But yeah, no, I'd eat massive amounts of crazy bits of food and like just garbage, 2 a.m. taco trucks, everything else.
Not a care in the world.
Not a care in the world.
Never
Slam
sick.
50, never sick either. Never got like sniffled nose or anything like that, you know?
You know, during your childhood, you never was sick. I mean, you know, you get that little running nose every once in a while,
Yeah.
but this year,
Yeah, and people that knew me even way before that, like other people that knew my lifestyle even before that, it was even worse.
But don't you know, or do you understand that there were warning signs?
Yes, I know.
Now, but if you're on that track, you just think about it. All the stuff he loved.
Oh wait, we just DC'd a connection. That's okay. A couple of them are still up. Yeah. No.
Okay.
Yeah, I just saw a bunch of people's name disappear. We just DC'd connection. Either that or somebody's doing a raid, one of the two. I don't know. Keone, you can tell that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, to change your lifestyle from that to this is just really crazy. It's just, it kind of sucks.
So you got to stay out of that dark place, and you got to get your loved one on the right track that you think you know best. At that time, he wasn't thinking very clearly anyway. So we got into Dr. Joseph and Dr. Ian Smith, and it was like I said, a lot of dark places in between. His ex helped him as much as she could, and that was it. So he had to go on his own. And so I stayed there a lot. Let's put it together. Let's make it work. This is not like you. Don't get down. Getting down and depressed is what hurts you worse. So he set his mind to it. I'm going to beat this. I don't care who said what. I'm going to beat it. And so he set a goal. Watch the sugars and watch what I eat. And I'm going to do it right, just like now with your exercises. When he was laying in that bed, you can't see it, but the little simple exercises you think that are easy, like raising your leg and holding it, you'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, and try to hold it 5-10 seconds.
Yeah.
It was
That's difficult. It's really difficult.
You don't think it is, but or like using your phone with your left hand instead of your right.
Yeah, you're not as accurate. Or not even being able to text because like you gotta tap super hard because you got dead skin on your hand and yeah.
Massive amounts of skin would fall off. So of course that would freak me out. You're losing parts of your skin, son. What's up with this? So my sister-in-law's a nurse and my sister's a nurse, and so I'm getting pointers from every direction of the world trying to help him, and that's what did it. What did it was his mindset. Yeah. I'm gonna beat it, I'm gonna do it. So the 5 seconds turned into 25, 30, 40 seconds, and then the arm exercise. And
yeah, depression truly is no joke, man. People don't realize that depression can actually affect you in a real, like, actual physical way. So, and yeah, it really does. Like, just for me, if I got like a little bit down, realistically, it would be, it would affect like recovery and everything else. I can't even imagine what postpartum depression's like, Randy. I know.
Yeah, Randy.
I know what regular depression's like, and I know what it feels like to be trapped, kind of thing. But I can't even imagine what postpartum is like, to be like that in close with another being. I mean, I don't know. You had a kid, not me.
It's just like anything else. Like he said, or like I just said about him, you have to set yourself a goal. And you've got to push for that goal because you're the only one that can make up that first step. That first step is, I'm going to beat it.
Yeah.
And then your friends have got to pull for you, your family, anybody you can reach out to be able to help me get over this today, not next week or next month. I mean, at this moment, call me. Give me a call. I'll chit-chat with you. But that was a job in itself. And because he is so bullheaded and strong-willed, I'm a God-believing woman, and I just preach to him. You can do it. You can do it. It's like a cheering section, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you've got to take that first step. And if you take that first step, people are going to see that you're trying. And they can see that he was putting his effort into it 100%, even if it was doing this, something as simple as that.
Yeah, I do that all the time now.
Yeah.
Just to get my fingers
and
pressing.
It's your mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and don't mess up. Just keep doing it. That little bitty tiny bit will help. Then you go to something bigger and better. And like today, he showed me he could walk around this apartment. It hurt.
Well, yeah.
Not around. It's not a big apartment, but.
Well, let's continue
Let's
on with
back
this. No, let's continue on with this, and we'll get to the final part of this. And then the next time I do this, it'll be just me by myself.
Yeah.
And I'll be talking about like the recovery where I'm actually at now. Yeah. Going through that, it affects you and it affects those around you very much so. And I had to go through something at the time as well, like a separation as well. And that wasn't a happy moment for me. But I knew it was the right choice for her, and it was the right choice for me, the right choice for us, really. Because you don't want to be with somebody and feel like they're trapped with you. And, you don't want to trap anybody, because that's no way to really, it's not really to really live life.
But you put your foot forward and said the right things at the time.
Keone, I will always be there to kick your butt and snap you out of the depression, because that's what I do, because I am Mr. Lars, and I am so positive that I will change your blood type if it's negative. But, so yeah, I had a separation at this time, and that truly sucked. But you don't want to make anybody feel like that they're trapped with you. And she was younger than me, so I felt like that she needed to go. Realistically, for me, I felt like that she needed to separate and go live her life and things like that. I felt like it needed to be that way. I felt like, so those of you out there are already thinking something, that she left you. No. It's not the case. It's not the case. I kind of pushed for it myself, and we just had an honest conversation about it. And I didn't want her having to live with this, because the doctors told me one thing and said, hey, this is going to be a very long recovery, and this, that, and the other, and they're talking years and stuff. And yeah, you don't ever want to wish that on somebody, kind of thing.
Pain.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of pain.
It is.
Mental pain, yeah.
So I took a few days to get my recovery from that, and then I took a deep breath, and I said to myself, what I need is a plan. And I made a plan to come move out here to La Centera, and I got my life together, picked myself up, dusted myself off, and said, hey, this is what I want to do. And I put that plan together, and once I put that plan together, I got in a much, much, much better mood.
But wasn't it painful at the same time?
Yeah.
It's just like taking your first steps again.
Yeah. Thanks, by the way.
Every step you take is going to be some kind of pain, but there's better things after the pain.
Yeah.
You'll be able to type on your phone.
Yep. So no matter what the deal is in your life, no matter what's going on, you can always overcome it. Some of us have less of a support system, some of us have more of a support system. But remember that there's always another day. And anybody that's talked to me recently, they've heard me say this line: as long as I'm still converting oxygen to carbon dioxide and my ass is on the right side of the grass, it's an excellent day by me. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, do you have anything else more that you want to add?
No, just one thing.
Go for it.
Thank you, everybody, for helping him. And if any of y'all need a helping hand, just call me.
Well, unless any of you have any questions, anybody out there? If not, then I guess we will call it a night. For now, this is probably the last time that you'll see Mom on this segment.
Yeah.
I have another segment called Mr. Lars Says, with inspirational quotes and things like that. We got the merch store up and running. We got the tips and everything else up and running. We also have a new line of merch that I'm about to come out with. All of the fancy little inspirational phrases, fancy little inspirational phrases and stuff that I come out with. I'm going to start doing that into a clothing line so everybody can stay positive with their gear. That's probably what we'd be called. But that's where we're headed, ladies and gentlemen. We might have Mom back for another segment. Like, I'm thinking about, I got something brewing in my head, and it's going to be about hour past. Like, hey, you know, this, that, and the other. Like, you know, what was your, like, worst party night? What was your worst night? So I'm thinking about that.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah. So, anyway, as normal, this is Mr. Lars, if you please. Stay focused, stay positive, inspire, and overcome. You all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night. Good night, Randy. Good night, Keone. Good night, Nanner. Good night, Mako. Good night, Big John. Good night, Little John. Y'all have a good night. I'm out. I think the connection. One of the connections be disconnected. It might have been when my mic went off. Yeah. I don't know.
He was cool right before he hit the fence, but he hit the fan when I got him down at the bench. When I took a break, I had to leave and go get cleansed. God forgive me for all my sins. I can't say these, cause my last name ain't Ken. Cooking on the stove, that's the way he paid the rent. Working on the pole, that's the way she pays tuition. Better watch your soul, cause you know they trying to get it. Yeah. I learned my right from wrong on a song. I let my heart bleed on my sleeve through microphones. I'm trying to right my wrongs by writing out my wrongs. Ran through a check, cause it's hard to live off bread alone. So if you see me slipping, yeah, let me know. Cause it ain't the end of times yet, I know, but it's getting close. Yeah, I need my space to breathe, that's why I be going ghost. I ain't trying to stay up on that wide road, cause I can't let them take my soul. Nah, no. Oh, I can't let them take my soul. Nah, no. I can't let them take my soul. Nah, no. Oh, I can't let them take my soul. Nah, no. They thinking I'm bluffing, but I promise I do it. That K got a drum, like murder and booming. Sending you vert, if I get my little Uzi. They thinking I'm crazy, I'm gon' see you the haters. People I'm saying, get what I'm painting. The picture big, I call it little baby. If I'm on the board, then we playing chess. If you on my way, you gon' need a vest. Act big, you might get stretched. All your gun talk, I ain't pressed. My 45 seen real traffic. That's Dallas, Texas. My little partner called her body for a Maserati. He told him get up out the car, hit him with the shotty. That 12 gauge, gave him life in the 12th grade. I tried to write him, but we ain't on the same page. I caught him slipping, I just had to let him know. It ain't the end of times yet, I know, but it's getting close. These demons really out to get you, so you better guard your post. There's certain things I could probably let go, but I can't let them take my soul. Nah, no. Oh, I can't let them take my soul. Nah, no. I can't let them take my soul. Nah, no. Oh, I can't let them take my soul. Nah, no. I can't let them take my soul. I can't let them take my soul.